what you want, what you gonna
All right. So, like Thomas said, yeah, I'm Larry. This is Clémence. We build the game. So for football fans. So what's fantasy sport? Because some of you knows, but some others doesn't know what is it. So basically, when you play a fantasy sport game, you endorse the role of manager, and as a gamer, you select players from real life. So from, for example, in our case, it will be players from the Belgium Pro League, and you select like players in your squad, and then players will score points according to their performance on the pitch. So we are gonna, you're gonna have points, and you're gonna compete against friends in such a game. This is a trend coming from the US. Originally, it was designed for American football, and then it came to EU with the UK Premier League, Fantasy Premier League, with 4 million players. That's quite amazing. So I think there is a potential for such a game in Belgium, and that's a shame that there is no game yet. So we decided to create this app. So let's dive into our app, which is called Fantasy Pro League, which is the name of the Belgian Pro League. So first, of course, you need to sign up. And the first step when you play a fantasy sport is to have to create a team of 15 players. So here, of course, you already started to build the team because it takes a lot of time. You have to pay a lot of, you have to pay attention, select the right player because you do it only once. That's at the beginning of the season. You select the 15 players you want to have in your team. Of course, you select the best one. So we are missing one player. So to select a player, you just choose the team among the 16 teams available in Belgium. For example, choose the best one. This one, for example. Yeah. And then you can scroll down. We're missing, like you see, we have only 4 midfields, so maybe we can have a more. Take one of the best, and Milson. Click on it, and then it appears on the field. When you have 15 players, you see that you can save the squad. It means that you can go further in the game, and you arrive in the Manage Your Team page. This is the team where you're gonna land every weekend after each game week. You're gonna go to this page and select the players you want them to play for. So as in real life, a manager have to select a lineup, 11 players to play for the next weekend. Here you're gonna do the same. You select 11 players, and those players will score points. Not those players. This is the bench. So for example, she takes the keeper Pento, and she takes the other keeper, and she's gonna put him in the field because she think maybe this team. Ghent will not will keep the clean sheet next week. So this is what you will be able to do during 2 game week, and you will be able also to make 1 transfer. It means that you can sell 1 player and buy another one. And during the weekend, the game will be frozen, of course. You have to watch the game, but you can go on the website and see the points you've made. Here is the table where you see the points. This is really real statistics. So you can see, for example, if you look at Nana Azare, he's a player from Ghent. He played 33 minutes. He scored 1 goal. He didn't have any yellow cards, so he's got 7 points. Because he won, he scored a beautiful goal against Anderlecht, if you've seen. So you see the points this player have made, and you have the total points you've made. Of course, here the point is at 0 because we just created the squad. You will not have points for the last weekend because you know already who scored, but you have point for the next weekend. So, last feature, but not the least, you have also the leagues feature that was Thomas was talking about. You can play against all the players on the website. So if you click on General League, you see already we have 11 gamers, and this is us here. We don't have any points yet because you just created a team. But what you can do also is create a team with friends. So you can create leagues, private league, and you can invite your friends to play against you. So you compete against only against your friends, which is, of course, if it's friend, it's the pote in French. So you're gonna see Vince the Prince is competing against Zizou for the next weekend. I don't know who's gonna win. So this is the league's features. So the website looks quite easy like that, but it was we face a main challenge is to have the data. We need a lot of data to make it works. We need all the data from all the players from the Belgian Pro Leagues. It means like more than around 500 players. To do that, we created a scraper. For some of us, some of you may know what it is. This is a bot that will collect data from other websites and put them in our website to enable us to create the computation to make some points. So if you go, okay, no problem. So we build that to make it works. This is all the backend behind the website. So this is our app. Our next step will be to find a partner. We would like to find, like, for example, a newspaper, a sport newspaper, or TV broadcaster that broadcast football games. Could be really interesting for us because gamers for such a game will need to have a lot of information to build the squad. So if they are playing, which player are the best. So it could be interesting to have a partnership with a newspaper. All right, but the game is already live, so as you can see, you can go on the website, create a squad, and see which ones you're gonna score next weekend for some of you. So if you have any suggestion, question, you can talk to us after the demo. Thanks.
Good evening. Prognostic. What is it? Okay, it's a platform that will crowdsource intelligence to give more reliable predictions. How we do that? We make it a game to all of you to make predictions about future events. And then we aggregate all this data and we give something better than an average. An average weighted by the computer scores of all of you. It's not concrete. I want to buy some real estate investment in some years in Brussels. I'm lucky. My question is on top. I can't access the data like that. Prognostic doesn't make it easy. I bet now. I can't do anything but bet. Give my point of view. I have a point of view because I went to look on the internet. And the internet provided nothing, just too much. I don't know what it gives. It's just I don't know what experts to listen. I made an idea that investing in Brussels might be good. I think it will grow by 4%. How sure I am? I would say 50, 70, yeah. 60. We tried. I create my bet, and now that I've created my bet, the data of all the users appear to me. I know what is the favorite answer. I know how sure they are about the answer. It's a local question. I can know as well who voted from where. I don't give about Japanese voting on Belgian real estate investment. And we give you as well prognostic answer. Most probable answer computed from collected data from all the users. Prognostic knows that it's not all numbers. Numbers are fun to play with. The reasoning behind each user's bet and prediction is as interesting. It's a logical, personal steps that we want to know and share. And that's why we've allowed users to put it and to afterwards upvote what is the best answer given. Prognostic is a game. It's a sport. We want to be better at sports. That's why we brought you a dashboard, a personal dashboard where you can see your own personal statistics. I'm a new user. I don't have much stats. I need to play more. But already I've played 3-4 games and we get to see what are my favorite categories. And afterwards we'll get to see what categories I'm good at and how am I trending overall. The better I am, the better prognostic works, and the best it is for the future ahead. I don't know how to put it. But I've become good and bored with this game. Betting is not all there is. I can create a question, and I can create a useful question. I'm thinking that I'm going to help Larry. I'm going to help Larry say whether Belgium is going to win the the next World Cup, 2018? 2018 World Cup. It's not a poll. You might think it's a poll because it looks like a poll. It looks like average of everybody. We're not asking you to say, what are you going to do? You're not football players. We're asking for your point of view. Your point of view aggregated is actually very, very interesting for you because you get proven false, and that's good. You get to learn. For everybody, because we give a better answer. So I invite you to vote. To any question that you like. It might be fun. You might learn. And this is prognostic. It has plans. You can imagine teams. We can have it as a product in company to aggregate experts' opinion within certain institutions. And it can also just be a good collection of data for all of us. This is a project by Sigrid, Sean, and me. If you have any question, you know the drill. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we will present you Matcher, and I'd just like to give you, present you my team members. Margarita, we're from different places. She's from Greece. Charles is right here from Brussels. And me, Ecem, I'm from Turkey. And before we start looking at the website, I want to tell you why we decided to create Matcher. After my studies in the US, I decided to co-found a company there, and it's a business-to-business company. I work with other businesses, department stores, boutiques, and I provide wholesale jewelry and accessories there. And I attend a lot of trade shows with my company, about 30 to 40 trade shows in the US and mostly in East Asia. And the major problem I face as a business is I have to fly all my team there, all my salespeople, and the hotel costs, flight costs, and other costs. The costs are huge whenever we have to go to the trade shows. And trade shows are usually during the weekends. And so the idea with Matcher is for B2B companies attending trade shows to find local short-term employees. Let's say they're going to Hong Kong and they might need a translator, or they're going to biggest trade shows in Arizona, for instance, for the jewelry sector, and they'd like to find salespeople during the weekends. So now we can walk you through the website. So I come to Matcher, and we'll start with the company side as where the pain and the problem is coming from. I go to my profile. She's not wearing her glasses today. Yeah. And as a company, I can log in, I can sign up, but since we're already signed up to the website, we're just going to log in. There we are at our company's profile. As you can see my company's information, and I would like to offer some job opportunities so that people can apply. So I should check a job offer first. And here we have a very easy to use form where companies just can fill and say who they're looking for. Are they looking for salespeople, electricians during the trade shows? So that's where they do, where they create the job offers. I go back to my profile, and as I scroll down, I can see all of the offers that I've created. If I scroll up, I will be able to click on the all offers. So Avancé as a company has created different job opportunities for a model, for a sales associate, translator. And I can also go back to my profile, and what Matcher does is that we have a suggested employee section in the profile as we scroll down. And here at the back end, in the technical side, if of course, if you're in the same industry as the company, as a potential employee, you will be suggested to the company. So this is what happens in the suggested employee section. And in our example, we have suggested employees from the jewelry and accessories sector for Avancé. And now we can walk to the employee side of the application. So we'll go to the employee side. And here, when the employee goes to Matcher, they will first see all the, they can filter by location and dates that they're willing to work for, and all the cities. So here, we're just going to say search and see all the opportunities posted so far. And when we scroll down, again, the employee can see different opportunities from Las Vegas, Tucson, Hong Kong. And now the employee can go to her profile. And that's the main profile page for Jude. So Jude, she's an employee and she's already applied to some job opportunities. And before she's gonna apply, she's gonna click on work experience button. Here is the place where the potential employees can add their CV, basically, add their cards of past work experiences. So Jude has worked as a sales assistant, as a model, translator, so she has all her work experience, all her CV here. And she goes back to the job opportunities. She's looking at the job opportunities. And because she lives in Hong Kong, she speaks Cantonese, and she'd like to see the translator opportunity posted by the company Avancé. And here we have all the information: the trade show, what she's going to be, how much she's going to be paid, and the description if she actually fulfills. And she decides to apply because she's worked as a Cantonese translator before. Here the employee can add any kind of motivation in a very honest manner. They're welcome to. And here they apply. So you can see from the signs that her application is pending because she just applied to the opportunity. Now we'll go back to the company side of the web application. The company, I'm curious if anybody has applied to the job offer that I posted. So we're gonna check if we have new applicants. So here we can see the matcher, the website shows you when you have new applicants at the first line, and the second line would be a total of applicants. So we see that we have one new applicant, so I click on the See Applicants button. This was the job offer that I posted. I scroll down, and I see that there is a new applicant, so I would like to check her profile, Jude's profile. And Jude's profile shows her past experiences, the ones that you've seen from before, her work experience. I see that she's worked as a translator before, and that's okay for me. And I decide to accept her application. And as the company accepts or declines, they will immediately see the status change on the company's website. And now we go back to the employees part of the web application of Matcher. And this is, again, the Jude employee. And they see immediately that they've been accepted for the job offer. So basically, that's what Matcher does, how it works, connecting B2B companies which attend trade shows with local short-term employees. Could be anyone from sales people to electricians who could work at the trade shows during the weekends. And just to give you an idea, for our next steps, I'm actually flying to Hong Kong in about 10 days, and I'll be attending 3 trade shows there with my own business. And I'll be testing the application right there, see how businesses use it, how they respond, and then according to the feedback we get, we can tweak the website and just make it better and go ahead with it. So thank you. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thanks to all for being here. So I'm Cedric, this is Alex, and we're going to present you cashback. So how much do you think a regular employee spends in business expenses per month? Just have a guess. 600? 5? 100? Nice. Well, I personally spend between 500 and 1,000 euros per month. And we are 180,000 employees working for that same company. And there are many such companies. The spendings may include anything, like you're driving with your car, need a fuel tank. The day after, you've got a business lunch with your clients, or even book a flight to LA or whatever. Well, you understood, a lot of expenses. Besides that, I often forget my receipt. I may just forget to ask for refund, even though I'm just too lazy to face this huge admin burden you all may know. Cashback is your admin pain relief. Cashback isn't free and automated business expenses reporting. Alex is here. He's working for a company who recently started to use the app Cashback, and he's going to show you how it works.
Okay, so welcome to my employee dashboard. So here you can see I have a list of all my expenses as an employee. Apparently I spent quite a lot recently. And each expense has a date, a category, a status, and an amount. Now the main objective of this application is to be able as an employee to register your corporate expense in real time. So taking an example, imagine you have a company car and you need to refill it. So you go to the petrol station, you refill your car, and now you need to add your expense. So let me add an expense here. I have the choice between 6 different main categories. I'm gonna hit car. Now I can choose between subcategories, fuel, parking, and so on. I'm gonna choose fuel. I can put an amount, let's say 35 euros. The date is always the default date, so the date of today, but you free to change it, of course, if you want to register expenses later on. Then I can also add a small description just as a reminder. For example, let's say full tank at SOXL. So later on I can, that will remind me what was this expense. I create my expense and immediately I get a summary of this expense with all the details about it. If I made a mistake, no problem, you can press again and you can make changes. That wasn't fuel, that was parking, and in the end that wasn't 35 euros, it's a bit much for parking, so let's say 17, and I can update my expense. Now this is the employee side. Now we're going to have a look at the dashboard of Cedric, who's my manager, and we're going to see how it works on his side.
Thanks. So let's assume I'm on the Eurostar, way back from London, had a hard work day. I grab a beer on my left hand, myself on the right, get on the cashback app. There we go. So basically, the homepage is basically the same as a usual employee. I've got my own profile, my own expenses as well, of course, and finally, the reporting. The reporting page is where I can see all the expenses of any employees who report to me. So if you go down here, always have 3 options. You can make validate, reject, or request for additional information. So that's the first one. Here, we've got a car. Alright, that's also do fuel, 7 euros, then I can validate it. Alright, next one. Oh, huge. 13,000 euros. What the hell is that? Champagne shower at pleasure. Well, that had to be some kind of celebrating success project with the clients. Such a shame I wasn't invited. Well, even though I asked for request additional information. And there you go. And we can keep going. And as you can see, every time you validate it, it goes on the bottom. So then you keep the backlog always on the top. So the next step would be to have some agreements with the banks, such well, mostly Visa or MasterCard, with some notification triggers every time you have online payments. If you have any question, want to talk about that, we'll be very glad to do it. It's got just that documentation. Thank you.
Celine's a bit taller than I remember. We actually have Yanis from Greece.
Yes, I am Yanis from Greece, and together with my teammates, Natasha from Ukraine and Celine from the far Liège, we are here to present you the website we prepared the last weeks here in the Wagon. So the whole idea generally comes from Celine, because Celine is the co-founder and the CEO in a non-profit association in Liège, which is called Codo Galoni. Codo Galoni uses professional teachers and offers courses to young children about programming and electronics, and generally their purpose is to bring the children close to new technologies. So the problem they have dealt with is that during their more than 1 year experience, they realized that children are so eager to learn that they are willing to spend their free time at home through their laptop or their tablet to learn about the new technologies. But the biggest problem is that there isn't any, let's say, sophisticated application specifically designed for children. So to solve this problem, we decided to create our web page to help them. Our web page actually is an interactive web application that gives the chance to teachers to create challenges through questions and answers, and then the students have the ability to solve it. So generally, as you all know, curiosity triggers knowledge. So we decided to call the website Curious Minds. So when a student comes, suppose now that Celine is the student and she's handling the website. So when a student arrives to the website, she can log in, of course. And while she logs in, she provides emails and general information. We try to keep it a bit simple because it's a website about children, so we avoid to use forms like Facebook. So as soon as she's logged in, she can go directly and start searching for new challenges. So she can see the list of all the available challenges that have been created from the teachers and choose one, for example. And as soon as she chooses the example, she can read the general description of what this is about to solve. If she doesn't like, she can go back to look for other challenges, or she can accept the challenge. So directly, we give her the questions. So she has to deal with questions, but it has to be in a very, very funny and entertaining way. So as you see, we use the form of flipping cards for the kids to play actually while learning. So they can provide, after reading the question, they can provide their answers and submit them. Here, one basic important information we have to give you is that the challenges are created from the teachers. So a user can be subscribed not only as a student, but also as a teacher. And when they are subscribed like teachers, they have the ability to create the challenges. So back to the student now. The student has the ability to scroll back to their history and see their progress. Now, obviously, at the moment we have no history, but also can still search for new challenges. They can go in the playground, as we call it, where all the ongoing challenges are visualized on the screen, or edit their profile. So, in the future, the purpose is to develop the whole web application into something even more interactive, to add a lot of features and make it even more playful for the student, and at the moment for more reach for the teachers to have the ability to add more challenges. So if you are interested for the idea in general, you can communicate directly with Kodo Gallery, specifically with
Good evening, we're Simplify. This is Lucas, Fan, and me, Vladimir. And for the past 2 weeks, we've been working on a project management tool, which actually simplifies tracking of projects and makes them more transparent. Us three, we actually work for consultancies, and we've noticed that there's one major pain point, which is that managers have a real hard time keeping track of all the projects which are going on. They can't always follow on what's actually happening in real time. They have to send a lot of mails, they have to attend lots of meetings, and sometimes they even have to fly to other offices just to meet with the people on the ground to know what they're actually working on. And consultancies try to resolve this issue by using Excel sheets and then sending them away, but obviously that's not the best way of going about things. The second solution would be to use a project management software, because most of the time they're not really focused on the use of consultancies. It's really specific. And so that's what we've dedicated those 2 weeks on developing an application which actually simplifies that whole process, hence the name. But I think it's better not to talk too much about it, and I think it's better to jump straight into the demo. So I'll hand it over to Lucas. Lucas, go ahead.
Thanks, Vlad. So I'm Lucas, and I'm managing director of a small and medium-sized consultancy. I just got a phone call from a sales rep saying we got a new client. It's Le Wagon, and they wanna enter the Asian market and launch a coding bootcamp in Thailand. So it's called Koh Samui, and it's gonna be in Koh Samui. So let me create a new project. The name is Market Expansion to Asia Koh Samui. The client is, of course, Le Wagon. I'm gonna assign Fan as a project manager because he's from Cambodia and he really knows the local culture. And also Vlad and me as consultants. So I'm gonna create the project. This is our project page. Here you can get a good overview about everything that's going on in the project. You can see the title, you can see the number of man days, you can see the client, the project team, and also a timeline of what's going on. Let me start by creating a new task. So Fan should first check out the beaches in Thailand because we really want to find a nice location, and Le Wagon, they really value quality. And he should also get in touch with Anne, the driver of Le Wagon, to understand the requirements of the projects a bit better and interview her. Fan just told me he finished the first task, so I can mark it as done. Oh, awesome. One of the problems for consultancies as a manager is that usually it's quite difficult to keep track of the different projects. Like as soon as you have more than like 3 to 5 projects, you kind of lose track of who's doing what and what's happening at your company. And that's the reason why we created the manager dashboard. And this one is divided into 2 parts. The first part is about the projects that are happening at your company, and the second one is about your consultants, your people. Let me start explaining the first part. On the top, you can see the number of active projects, overdue projects, and other important KPIs. And if you can scroll down, you can see everything that's related to your consultants. For example, I just got a request that Fan should be assigned to a new project. A client is really happy with his work and wants to do a new project with him. But I can see Fan is already working on 4 projects now. Adding him to a 5th one would probably be a bit too much, so I still have to discuss with the client how we should proceed. If you scroll back up, I can see there's a high priority issue with the Koh Samui project, so let me check that out. And in the Issues tab, you can see that Anne is not answering the phone. The consultant obviously tried to reach her 5 times already, and she's not picking up. And my people are really concerned about that the project might be delayed because of that. So now, because I know this, I can try to resolve the issue and plan all the next steps accordingly without risking the success of the project. And this is really important for us, because usually when you have like 5 to 10 projects at the same time, it's kind of like you lose track of all of this. I can also create a client page that I can share with my clients. And here you can keep the client updated about the latest action of your consultants. For example, here you can see Fan already created the first entry. He really likes the beaches of Koh Samui. That's good. And you can also share files with the client, like for example, reports and so on. That's the basic functionality of our product. We're gonna start using it at my company within the next 2 weeks. And we want to improve it based on customer feedback. We're currently looking for beta users, so if you know any companies who might be interested in using this, it would be awesome if you could reach out to us and talk to us later. Thanks.